Good morning, wherever you are. Today is January 3rd, and I'm going to be reading from one of my favorite books. It's a book of wisdom, and there happen to be 31 chapters in this book of wisdom from a man named King Solomon. There are other contributors too, but King Solomon was a king from timeline basically about the 10th to 5th centuries BC, so quite a long time ago. And he has wrote a book of wisdom. It's poetry and literature. It's poetry and wisdom literature. And so I think I'm going to start this year trying to read one per day, or at least get into each one. I might not read the whole thing, just because it's very rich. And so I could spend an hour pondering just a couple of lines, which is kind of how poetry is anyways, but then the wisdom that is in here really hits deep. And so if you're having trouble sleeping, I think this would be something that's wonderful for you to listen to, and hopefully you can find a way to put it on repeat. I actually don't know how to do that on YouTube. But yeah, so hopefully you just find this to be soothing to your soul and calm and still your mind, and that you could just be able to focus in on possibly the words or maybe just the sound of my voice if that's why you're listening. And yeah, so this is my second video posting on here. Again, if you find it helpful or beneficial, please leave a comment or share with other people that you think might benefit from just the readings. And so I'll just begin, and just go ahead and wherever you are, go ahead and take a deep breath in, and then hold it for 2 seconds. And then release it for 4. And then the next time, if you're able to breathe in for 4 counts. And then hold it for 4. And then release on 6. And there's actual specific breathing exercises that are useful for calming the sympathetic nervous system, to get you out of the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, and to get you into the parasympathetic, which is a more calm, peaceful state. And I can do a video on that another time, but I'm sure probably a lot of you have looked into that if you are dealing with anxiety or insomnia. Breathing is a huge factor in that. So a lot of times, if we are experiencing stress, anxiety, even fear, terror, worry, the breathing becomes more and more shallow, which then just exacerbates the stress and anxiety and fear and worry, because we need to be able to breathe deeply to supply our body, all of our organs, and our blood with oxygen. And so that is just one of the best things that you can do easily wherever you are. If you're at work or somewhere where you don't feel like you can do it in front of people, go and take a restroom break and go and just spend a couple minutes in the stall breathing, and that could probably help you a lot. But if you are able to, if you're in your home and you're done with work, if you're trying to rest, relax, or sleep, and you want to just focus on your breathing while you listen to me read, I think that would just be so beneficial to you. So, the rewards of wisdom. Oh, and if anything, sorry, but if anything stands out to you while I'm reading, sometimes one of the things that keeps us from being able to fall asleep is having all of these thoughts in our head that we feel like our brain thinks we need to hold on to and constantly ruminate on. Otherwise, we might forget, or if something is left unfinished in our lives. And so if you have a notebook by your bed or wherever you sleep, sometimes that's a great practice, is just before you go to sleep, have your notebook and all the thoughts that come to your mind, write those down. That tells your brain that, okay, it's dealt with, even if it's something you need to finish in action, complete in action, but your brain doesn't feel like it needs to hold on to it and keep on rolling over it again and again. But as far as like when I'm reading this, if something sticks out to you, awesome. If you feel like you want to write it down so that you don't forget it in the morning, that's cool. Or whenever you happen to wake up, if you're doing night shifts. I remember night shift was the worst for my sleep schedule. 2000 to 0800 or 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. But yeah, so that way if something sticks out to you while I'm reading it, that you can hold on to it and remember it for later, but you can still go to sleep if that's your goal right now. So anyways, now I'll get started. My child, if you truly want a long and satisfying life, never forget the things that I've taught you. Remember, this is King Solomon writing. Follow closely every truth that I've given you. Then you have a full, rewarding life. Hold on to loyal love and don't let go. And be faithful to all that you've been taught. Let your life be shaped by integrity, with truth written upon your heart. That's how you will find favor and understanding with both Elohim and men. You will gain the reputation of living life well. Trust in Adonai completely. Do not rely on your own opinions. With all your heart, rely on Adonai to guide you, and he will lead you in every decision you make. Become intimate with him in whatever you do, and he will lead you wherever you go. Don't think for a moment that you know it all, for wisdom comes when you adore him with undivided devotion and avoid everything that's wrong. Then you will find the healing refreshment your body and spirit long for. Glorify Elohim with all your wealth, honoring him with your very best, with every increase that comes to you. Then every dimension of your life will overflow with blessings from an uncontainable source of inner joy. My child, when the Lord speaks to you, never take his words lightly. Never be upset when he corrects you. For the Father's discipline comes only from his passionate love and pleasure for you. Even when it seems like his correction is harsh, it's still better than any that fathers on earth give to their child. Those who find true wisdom obtain the tools for understanding the proper way to live, for they will have a fountain of blessing pouring into their lives. To gain the riches of wisdom is far greater than gaining the wealth of the world. As wisdom increases, a great treasure is imparted, greater than many bars of refined gold. It is a more valuable commodity than gold and gemstones. For there is nothing you desire that could compare to wisdom. Wisdom extends to you long life in one hand and wealth and promotion in the other. Out of her mouth flows righteousness, and her words release both law and mercy. The ways of wisdom are sweet, always drawing you into the place of wholeness, peace, and prosperity. Seeking for her brings the discovery of untold blessings, for she is the healing tree of life to those who taste her fruits. The Lord laid the earth's foundations with wisdom's blueprints. By his living understanding, all the universe came into being. By his divine revelation, he broke open the hidden fountains of the deep, bringing secret springs to the surface, as the mist of the night dripped down from heaven. My child, never drift off course from these two goals for your life: to walk in wisdom and to discover discernment and purpose. Don't ever forget how they empower you, for they strengthen you inside and out and inspire you to do what is right. You will be energized and refreshed by the healing they bring. They give you living hope to guide you, and not one of life's tests will cause you to stumble. You will sleep like a baby, safe and sound. Your rest will be sweet and secure. You will not be subject to terror, for it will not terrify you, nor will a disrespectful be able to push you aside. Because God is your confidence in times of crisis, keeping your heart at rest in every situation and keeping your foot from being caught. Wisdom in relationships. Why would you withhold payment on your debt? Or why would you withhold from the poor, those who need help? When you have the ability to pay, just do it. Why would you say, perhaps tomorrow, when you have the money right there in your pocket? Why would you hold a grudge in your heart or plot evil toward your neighbor who lives right next door? And why would you quarrel with those who have done nothing wrong to you? Is that a chip on your shoulder? Don't act like those bullies or learn their ways. Every violent thug is despised by Adonai, but every tender lover finds friendship with Elohim and will hear his intimate secrets. The wicked walk under God's constant curse, but godly lovers walk under a stream of his blessing, for they seek to do what is right. If you walk with the mockers, you will learn to mock, but God's grace and favor flow to the meek. Stubborn fools fill their lives with disgrace, but glory and honor rest upon the wise. I hope that was restful and peaceful to you. And again, if you want to just play it over and over, eventually I might get to reading longer portions, but for today, that's the time that I have. And yeah, I'm really excited that I get to share this with you. There's so much richness in there. If you found anything curious or interesting or puzzling or inspiring or exciting, or you didn't agree with something, I would love to hear about that. You write it in the comments. That'd be awesome. And I hope that you're just feeling more at peace and relaxed, and that you're able to sleep, or you're able to go back and face whatever you have going on the rest of your day. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So be blessed.